Good morning, friends. I hope you're doing really well. This is Tracy Brown, and my team and I of non-diet dietitians provide trauma-informed nutrition counseling so that you can feel safer in your own skin. I want to thank you all for watching this little series on body image. Last week we talked about separating health and weight loss as a form of focusing on function and not form, and that will definitely improve your agency and capacity, and basically build the confidence that we all say we're looking for when we go to lose weight. And then we get to the end of the weight loss rainbow and there's nothing there but like more worries. Instead of focusing, if we focus more on, honestly, physical, mental, and emotional well-being, we find that we actually build some agency and feel better about ourselves. So that will improve our self-confidence and probably your body image, right? The week before that, we talked about self-compassion. You can't hate yourself different. And we have to have a lot of compassion for all the reasons in which we kind of drink the Kool-Aid to think that our worth is related to our body size. And we all did that for all kinds of reasons that were probably survival based, but now as grown-ups, we have other options and choices and support now that we can build. And so lastly in this little series, I want to talk a little bit about values, like inside ourselves. And I know that that takes time, and everything that I talk about in these videos, I know that they are things we have to walk out. We just don't automatically know how to do it. We don't automatically feel good in doing it. And it's all very nuanced. And some of the things I talk about, maybe you can't do it all right now. Maybe you just do little bits and pieces of it, and then you have to focus on something else and come back to it later, and that's totally okay. But let's just kind of get into it, is that it's just hard. I had somebody even mention not too long ago that let's just acknowledge that it's really, really hard, and to walk out this journey when most of the world is not going to congratulate you, isn't going to tell you you're doing a really great job for eating and moving and thinking and regulating in a way that is in alignment with your values, how you want to treat yourself, treat others, see the world, see people. A lot of that's going to include like when other people are going to be projecting some of their own, basically they're going to be trauma dumping and not even know they're doing it. They're going to be talking about their bodies in a really negative, either fear-based or shame-based or disgust-based kind of way. They might even do that to other people in your presence. And I know most of us are used to, have grown up with some of that as well. So it feels a little too close to home and a little bit triggery. And the way that we're going to deal with that is recognizing that just because people say stuff out their mouth, that even if it's like directly at you, like towards you, your body, hey lady, you should lose weight. I would like you better if you lost weight. Remember, that's still not about you. That still doesn't mean that that has to like be ingested by you, digested by you, assimilated by you as truth. It really just more is a projection of somebody else's like dysregulation and parts at work, right? When they're stressed, when they're feeling insecure. And I think sometimes, I even tell people like we need to look at this as a test of where we're at in our recovery sometimes when people are being scared and negative around us, and they're trying to connect through this, and you're like, I don't really connect through that anymore. But it's easy for that to get for others that are around us to start to influence us. So that's where we have to always orient back to, why am I doing this? What do I believe is true? What is going to be the outcome if I do the things that they're doing? Basically, what's the fruit of all this? And the more you keep reflecting back on your values, how far you've come, where you're still wanting to go, what do you stand for, you're going to find that you get less and less and less and less and less and less triggered to when people are being negative. Now, it doesn't mean you're not going to have feelings. When I say negative about bodies, it doesn't mean you're not going to have feelings. You are. I feel sad about it most days. And not because I work with people throughout the day and I'm hearing these stories. It's just, that's a therapeutic situation where it's like, that's to be expected. We're working on these things and providing some compassionate witnessing and looking at the barriers between where you are and where you want to be, and what do we do to get there, right? But we're just going to be in the world. We're going to be at medical offices. We're going to be at jobs. We're going to be at family events where not everybody is on the same path, right? And it's really easy to feel like, well, if I'm the only one here doing it, I must be doing it wrong. And you got to check that. It's natural for humans want to have that belonging. But frankly, I'd rather be a little bit on the outside than to align with something that I know, I have direct evidence in my lived experience that will hurt me. That will rob me of my physical, mental, and emotional stability. It robs me of true identity and being somebody that I'm not. And the list could go on and on and on of like, okay, even if everyone's doing it, I know the outcome of thinking that way, feeling that way, and behaving in that way. And I got no business doing it, and I don't want any of it. And so getting back to that, knowing the truth about engaging, or basically, letting yourself, like, sometimes we get slimed, but you don't have to accept the slime, essentially. And I'm saying this in love because I know most people who are projecting are saying things that they don't realize maybe how poisonous it can be, not only to you, but to themselves. I know that most people don't know. And so that's what makes it easy for me to not get offended by that either. It's like, look, I was that person, been there, done that, to where I thought that my whole day needed to be around how I managed my food and my movement and how I saw myself and who I thought I needed to be to be okay. I get it. I was there, so I have compassion and empathy for that. But that doesn't mean that it's right, and doesn't mean they're right. It just means they're still in it, and maybe they're okay with that. Maybe they're not. I don't know. But you still have to get back to keep doing your work and keep focusing on like who you see yourself being. And if those, you're feeling like there's some misalignment here, get really clear, like, well, what's holding me back? What beliefs? And even if there's parts that like don't believe it's going to happen, recognize that you just borrow other people's belief for a while until you get there, because people like me or other people you see online or people you know in your real life who eat competently and don't think too much about it, it's like not the number one priority in their lives. Most of us weren't born there. We just kind of had to step it out one day at a time, and keep checking in, of where we're going and who we want to be. And so I think I'll just leave it at that if you're struggling with feeling like you're easily getting slimed by other people's body image negativity stuff, just recognize that's a projection. It doesn't mean it's true about you. So thank you all so much for watching. If you have other topics that you would like me to discuss, so food, health, movement, body image, nervous system health regulation, I'm here for it, here for you guys. Just put in the comments below. I do send out little surveys usually once a month just to check in. I'm due for another one actually, so I'll be doing that probably this week. Of what's your interest? What are you struggling with? I love teaching and encouraging, and that's what these videos are for, is to, one, let you know that us people out here do this, and who are on the side, we hear you. And two, this is just a little snippet of like how sessions can be. Like, we really get into the deep of it, and we just want you to be free. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.